Today we're going to use our luck to try and create something stupid. First spin, 5 whole coins. And then our choices aren't great, so we're simply going to get candy, because eventually we can feed those to a baby for profit. And on our very first spin, we get a toddler, so we're going to throw that down because as it's eating crap, it's removing them off the reels and giving me lots of money. We're going to do the same thing with a dwarf, but he doesn't eat candy or babies, he drinks alcohol. The baby ate the candy for an extra 7 coins, which is actually huge this early on. And then the anchor is new, gives 1 coin but gives 4 more when it's in a corner. It's going to do that every once in a while, and that's actually going to be worth quite a bit to me when it does. We needed 25, we have 36. Nothing great here, so we're going to take an orange because it's at least worth 2. The treasure map is interesting because after 20 spins, we get a chest and a key, but that's not really worth 20 spins. We'll take the jack-o'-lantern because candies and toddlers give 2 coins more. That basically upgrades the toddler and very much upgrades anything the toddler can put in its mouth. Since I don't have much of a choice, I'm going to take a bounty hunter. We'll probably destroy him later, but if we happen to get a thief, he'll destroy the thief, and we're all the better because of it. We're going to take the present because the toddler will eat that. And that's going to be worth 14 coins now every time it does, so we're off to a pretty good start. So we're going to add another bubble in there for the toddler to eat. And then also another present. There's lots of things for the toddler to touch. So there was one for another 14 coins, so we're doing very good already. We needed 50, we have 103, double what we need. But as we've learned before, this can turn on us quickly. And I don't think I want to start cluttering up my reels with any of this. A tedium capsule will give me 5 coins, I guess, but then it gives me a common item. But I'm going to get common items anyways. Then for our item, I think we're going to take the lockpick. That way we have a 1 in 3 chance of opening whatever chests we happen to find along the way. But that was worth 17 for everything going on. We're going to take coal because that will eventually turn into a diamond. Toddler ate the thing, so there's 34 for a single spin already. Maybe we should just keep feeding the toddler stuff. We could probably just about survive on that. Pure is tempting because it can give me lots of good stuff, but we're going to take the candy for the baby. Let's try and get a head start now. But let's also maybe throw a shiny pebble down there to give us a little bit of money and help us find rarer stuff. So we're going to bring some beer for the dwarf on this one. He'll touch that eventually and drink it, but I've really got to start filling out my reels. I didn't realize how low we were. And the dwarf drank the drink, so there's 26. We needed 100, we have 169. So because we have a bounty hunter, I'm going to throw the thief down because he'll get destroyed and give us lots of money. And this is going to be interesting because it gives 3 coins if there are at least 3 blank spaces. So at least the blanks are paying for themselves a little bit right now. 17 for that spin. This one we're going to take the chemical 7 because if we get 3 of those, we get 77 coins. And that's a lot to us right now. And then we're going to take a lockbox because our pick will open that. The toddler ate the candy, so there's a spin for 30. But then let's also take an item capsule, which is going to destroy itself and give us an item, which gives us a free coin every spin. And that's actually going to add up to a lot over time. And since these are all garbage and common, let's skip these, hoping to get something a lot better. But the thing finally opened, and so we're up to 38 for that single spin. 208, we needed 150. So we're kind of staying about 50 ahead, but that is a little concerning because it's only going to get harder from here. So we're going to take a void fruit because that's going to destroy itself for big money. Then I'm going to take happy hour, which makes alcohol worth 1 coin more. And we're going to have lots of alcohol because we have a dwarf on the board. We still have our thief, which is kind of annoying, but eventually he will get destroyed. Here's a bubble for the toddler. And eventually, well, it'll either pop or the toddler will put it in its mouth. Don't really want anything here, but I need to start making some money pretty quick. Okay, the thief finally got eaten, so that was our 20, that was worth 78 between the 2 of them. Now our luck's starting to turn around. Here's a very rare diamond just sitting by itself. So that by itself is going to add a lot of value, 5 coins every spin. It's going to add 6 when the other diamond opens. Not going to take any of this, but I pretty much already got the money I need for the next payment. For now, I'm actually going to add a bear because that's worth 2 per spin. And if we actually get any honey too, that could be extra valuable. 28 per spin for now isn't bad. Now, I would take the chicken because it gives 2 coins, but it has a 1 in 20 chance of adding an egg. And my reels would just get filled up with eggs really quickly, and that's counterproductive. We need a 225, we have 285, so we're ahead by 60, and only 60. So let's add another thief to the reels, because the bounty hunter will kill him eventually, and we can also get a dwarven anvil. That means they give 2 times more coins and destroy adjacent ores, so I can start adding ores if I want to. That thing finally got destroyed for 8, so this is a pretty regular spin for 35, and that's pretty good. It's really just a matter of how many diamonds we're going to want eventually, because I'm pretty sure on this one, yep, we popped our second diamond, so there were 6 each, so we get $12 per spin just on diamonds. I don't love these, but I'm going to be stupid and take one for now. I will destroy it later if it starts to be a problem, because most of the time they don't point at anything at all. However, if they combine together, you get a 2 times plus a 3 times, you get a 6 times multiplier on things. And for now, I'm also going to be stupid and grab one of those, just in the off chance they happen to point to the same things. And here's some alcohol for the dwarf. Might have to start destroying things already, because that was worth 44, but our reels are getting full of stuff we don't really need anymore. So let's destroy a banana and the coin, because those two are both kind of worthless, and our reels were exactly full, so that was actually a bad idea for me to do. But we needed 300, we have 345. I might get the farmer just because he gives adjacent everything 2 times more value. No, let's take a risk here. I meant to re-roll that, not skip it. Oh, but this is actually really good. X-ray machine. Ores will only add rare or better symbols. There's quite a few things here. I kind of want all of this, which is annoying. So we're going to take this safe. The safe is probably the shortest term investment that's going to pay the soonest, and that's kind of why I want it. We got a triple value diamond there for 18. So the total value there was 80, and that probably saved us. We're going to skip all these because they're bad. We're going to skip all those because they're bad, and we're going to skip all those because they're bad. But on this spin, we're going to take beer because it's going to give extra value, and when the dwarf drinks it, we get extra value. Just like that. So that was worth 62 apparently. Not entirely sure why that was worth that much, but I won't complain. Then we're just going to take a void stone because I'm pretty sure it's just going to destroy itself almost right away, or it's going to do this. But look at that value, 69. Then let's throw a bubble in, hopefully it'll land next to the toddler. Even if it doesn't, it's still easy value for a little while. So far, things are actually going pretty well. There's another 84. This is kind of an annoying choice. We're going to take the Geologist. I would love another diamond, but he destroys adjacent those things and gets extra value each time he does, and he holds on to that value forever. Then we're going to throw another bubble in because they're temporary anyway. And then we got a whole bunch of things going on there, but those diamonds are both double value, triple value. So we got 90 for that spin. We needed 375. We have 572. And this is definitely new. Amethyst. Whenever another symbol makes a symbol give additional money, it increases its value permanently by 1. So this could actually be very valuable, and it could play off of a Geologist or Gemologist, whichever one it is. They would both gain value. Okay, then for the item, I'm going to take adoption papers because I can destroy that, and then I can choose between a whole bunch of different things. That's going to be a pretty good spin. So we're looking for gems or alcohol for the dwarf. And here's some alcohol for the dwarf. Just need a few more select symbols and I'll actually be in pretty good shape. For now, I'm doing well, but things could fall apart. So let's take a bar of soap for now, and then we're going to destroy probably the flowers and the cherries because they're only worth a single digit. Then we have 2 blank spaces on the reel again, but look at this value. Oh, and the arrows play off the amethyst, so the amethyst is worth 2 per spin now. So even if my stupid arrows hit the amethyst, that's actually going to be huge. We're going to skip and we're going to take a bubble for the stupid toddler. So that's at 2 value now, but I think that's going to go up a lot. Net spin was worth almost 100, so let's throw another bronze arrow in and see if we can boost that amethyst for now. Again, we can destroy these arrows when they get in the way too much, but for now we're going to go ahead and enjoy all this value, and there's another +1 to the amethyst. Basically, I'm going to try and use arrows to boost the amethyst. This is a horrible idea, but this might kind of work, and we have 3 diamonds on the board now. There's an emerald and 103 for that spin. I feel like we can afford a coal for another 20 spins, because then we're going to have 4 diamonds, and that's just a lot of good old value. Nothing hit the amethyst there, but we did get 9 for our emerald. We needed 450, we have 716, so we're doing alright. But because we're on stage 3, it's going to be a little bit harder than it's ever been before, but I'm feeling confident. But this is cool. Telescope. It's very rare. Every 4 spins, all symbols are considered adjacent. So that's going to help me in multiple ways, most of which I can't really think of now. But I know a lot of things need to be adjacent to eat each other, so that's going to help clear the reels every 4 spins. Oh, we got a double multiplier on the amethyst there, so that was worth 107. And since we do have spots in our reels, let's take a shiny pebble, who I think the Geologist can eat, because he's already worth 5. And this is one of those weird adjacent spins, so that means we got big value. And then we're going to throw a golem down, that way the Geologist or the dwarf can eat him. So far so good. The amethyst is already up to 7, and he's up to 4. I don't actually know if I want any more diamonds. I guess they have an empty spot on the reel, so I might as well, but the diamonds are actually going to be one of the lesser value things by the end of this. There's another 60, not taking any of that. We're already like 200 and something ahead of where we need to be. We got some multipliers on the diamond at least, so that was our 21 for 88. Highlander is pretty good. He can give 6. I'm going to add Highlander and take away one of the weak symbols, probably like the cat. I didn't realize we still had a cat on the board. Probably also the 3-sided die as well. That is going to leave us with, well, a few blank spaces on the reel now, but we got a super multiplied diamond here for 28. So we needed 575. I have 1051, so we're nicely ahead of the game. Add ore after each spin. Ores can only give me rare or better. I think we're going to try that. I don't know if that's going to work against me or not, but we're going to try it. Then for items, we're going to take a swear jar. Every turn we put a coin in. When we break it later, we get 3 times the value of the coins. It's like an emergency fund. Okay, so far so good. These guys are all eating a lot, and we got another amethyst. So those are going to boost in value themselves. Chemical 7 we're going to throw down because that takes itself off my reels. Until then, it's going to be very annoying. Also, since my reels are getting pretty full, let's move some of the things that aren't really immediately necessary. Like a bear and an orange. So we currently have about $1,000, and that's the number that's just going to keep on growing for the time being. He's already got a plus 10. Really need the Geologist or whatever it is that doubles all those. That was one of those spins where just everything's adjacent, so that was worth 103. So we needed 625, we have 1,453. So in 10 spins we need 675. We already have that, plus 150. I think on this we're going to take a cayenne pepper that gives 2 coins if more than 2 symbols are the same. Well, we have lots of duplicates, so that's an easy 2 coins pretty much every spin. There's another 84, which isn't great, but it's more than enough for what we need. We're going to throw a beer down for the dwarf as well. He's earned it by this point. That spin is worth 138. Here's a buffing capsule. If we get some of these to line up properly, we can get some big value. More animals. I need some destroying capsules because I need to get rid of some of this stuff, but we got an extra... Well, the dwarf drank, so what was that worth? 42. Still not really finding the right single piece I need, but that's all right. That's up to plus 10. He's up to plus 13. The dwarf is worth 244 all by himself. Maybe I should add another dwarf. Nah. We find them all the time anyway. If I want to add one later, I sure can. It's going to be harder and harder at this point to find symbols I actually want or need, because I've already got plenty. Oh, we got a multiplier in the dwarf again, so that's 84. But yeah, the symbols are going to have to be pretty damn good to make me want to bother. We needed 675, we have 2103. So we need 777, we have double that. The looting glove is interesting because it gives 1.5 times value for all the stuff that can't be destroyed. But I'm just going to go with clear sky because, well, it doesn't really matter at this point. But we can have lots of arrows on the board for lots of value. Then we're going to skip those. Okay, here's what we wanted, the dame. She gives adjacent gems 2 times more, and every time she does that to an amethyst, it's going to increase the value by 1. Then every 4 spins, she does that automatically. But now that we're going like this, we got all sorts of multipliers potentially going. We have 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. If I'm understanding that correctly, the arrows plus the dame can lead to a 72 times multiplier, which would definitely be okay. Not that we need the money, but I would sure like it. So a few things there just got a big multiplier, particularly that ruby for 18, 150 total. So let's also throw a buffing capsule into the mix. That's going to double the value of things around it, and everything is adjacent on this spin. Everything. So those amethysts are both going to get their permanent boost, and we're just going to sit here and wait. So that's going to be a pretty decent value, 164, and that was just kind of a random regular spin. So let's hope we can keep up this kind of progress. And we got some doubles there. Needed more arrows on the board, but 123 isn't bad. This basically all started because I wanted to point arrows at an amethyst, and these stupid ideas aren't supposed to work, but somehow they usually work the best. At least for me, but that's like I say, it's usually the less thinking I do, the better I do. The very next spin, and we've got all sorts of multipliers going on. We're starting to lose our amethyst though, and those are what would really carry us deeper into the game. So I'm gonna have to do something about this. We're gonna have to remove some of these probably emeralds and rubies, and probably that anchor also. But we needed 777, we have 3,000, so I think we're good. Here's another interesting one, the frozen fossil. Gives 0, destroys itself after 20 spins. The time is reduced for those things, but once it's done, it gives you the eldritch creature, which destroys adjacent crap like that, which could be good because you can actually use those symbols into the late game now and get rid of them later. Next, we're just going to take the lucky cat. That just makes us a little more likely to find rare things. Although our board is already pretty full of some pretty rare things. But the amethyst is up to 13, that one's up to 8, he's up to 13. So we're getting a ton of value out of just those 3 symbols, and then we can multiply them, and often do. I kind of like when the dame doesn't show up just because the spin goes quicker. I don't even want an ore right now. I really don't. I want to get rid of some of these symbols. But the chemical 7 should break, and I don't know if that gave us all the ones we needed or not, because I can't remember. Yep, there's an extra 77. $220 for that spin. We need 1,000. We've already got 3,000 and we got 6 spins left. Ooh, look at the row of diamonds. That looks nice. So basically, I can just keep spinning for now. Every 4 spins, these are going to get an increase of 1. And probably a lot sooner because that was worth 118 because it had double multipliers on it. So I think of all the things to get rid of right now, probably going to go for an emerald. So on this one, we had the dame plus 2 of the arrows boost the amethyst. So it got a boost of 3 on a single turn. Plus it was worth 128. We needed 1,000. We have $4,158. Plus we have the choice here. The martini could be good for the dame or the dwarf. I need something that's more relevant to exactly what I have. None of that stuff. None of, well, the bartender can produce alcohol. That could be good for other things. We're kind of diversifying now needlessly, but it'll just be something new to look at. To be honest, the bartender's mostly just going to be in the way. I already regret my choice. So I'm going to take a reroll capsule, and then I'm going to get rid of the other anchor, and then also the bartender I just picked. Because, well, he could be value, he's more so just going to be in the way. Maybe I should just stack diamonds too. Because for every diamond, you get extra value for other diamonds on the board. I think they're already worth 9. Yes, at their base, they're worth 9 each. While we're at it, let's throw down with another mine, because that's going to give me lots of stuff once it's destroyed. And that's definitely going to be destroyed in a few spins. And I'm looking forward to that. So in 2 more spins, everything is adjacent. So yeah, we're going to have fun with these ores. Here's where they're starting to eat up their ores. So they all just got a bunch of money. Was hoping for a better multiplier on them, but everything is adjacent. So we'll see how this works out. There's a lot of things going on. Got another amethyst, so that's pretty fun. In total, 327. So we're starting to get under $100 to spin, probably because I'm getting lots of emeralds and rubies. And as valuable as they are, they're not as valuable as my amethyst or diamonds. This one in particular is going to do pretty good on this spin, 63. We needed 1,500, we have 5,000. I really just want some removal capsules at this point. Because this is going to start to work against us. We got too many things in the way. Like even the dwarf destroying that is kind of a problem. Because that's just going to give us more crap. It's worth 7, but 7's not a lot. 288 in its entirety for that spin though, so I guess we won't complain yet. But if we can last another 20 spins, we'll take another diamond. Actually, it's going to be a lot more than 20 spins because the coal's only going to show up once in a while. But look at the amethyst, 22 and 23 between them. Plus those get doubled right here, so that's going to be 46 and 48. Okay, a few spins later, we got a double boost on the amethyst for the dame and the silver arrow, so that was worth 150 by itself, 364. Not too bad at all. So the amethysts by themselves are currently giving me 57 coins per spin. That by itself might be enough to carry me, but I'll always take more. Needed 2,000, have 5,600. So we still got about 3 times as much as we need. And there's another amethyst, and we're actually going to take that. And then we're going to take Kyle the Hermite because those things give me extra money and I use those once in a while, but not super often. Okay, now we're going to destroy some things again. We're going to get rid of 2 of the emeralds, which will just give a little more chance for diamonds and amethyst to show up. Next payment, we needed 2,500. We have 5,400, so we got twice as much, so we're starting to lose our gap. And for items, I guess we're just going to take Thieves Are Worth More when destroyed because we need to take something anyways. So the card shark is new, but also really good because adjacent suit cards are basically wild. So that means any of those will give the value of the highest symbol on the board. So with the right build, that could actually be incredibly good. I'm definitely way not set up for that, but one day maybe. The next payment was more of the same. We needed 3,000. We have 4,725. So this one we need 3,500. We currently have 1,725, but I think we're going to make it, especially because we're going to destroy 2 more of the emeralds along the way. When diamond finally just popped again, we rarely ever see more than this many on the screen at a time, but they certainly multiply each other's value. And the amethyst is up to 30 by itself. That last spin was for 438, and that's the highest I've seen so far. So we made it, but not by much. We needed 3,500, we've got 3,980. So now we need to make $3,500 in 10 spins, so we need to average $350 per spin. So I feel like that's probably not going to happen, but we might get lucky. We did remove a few of the unneeded symbols, but we'll see how the multipliers go. We are making more money than ever before, but that was worth 207, so I'm not really holding out a lot of hope. A spin like this has the highest potential because everything is adjacent, but unless we get proper multipliers going, things like this might save us a bit because that's worth 240 by itself. That was 583. Okay, so at this point I've got 2 spins to make $1,000, so I gotta average 500 per spin. That's probably not gonna happen, but it still potentially could if we get enough proper multipliers on each other Like if we got all of our multipliers on this amethyst, we would be okay, but we didn't. So let's hope for one really big spin, and I'm not sure if this is the one. Yep, everything is adjacent to each other, so we have some potential. If like, nope, I don't think this is going to do it because everything's pointed the wrong directions. Still going to be a pretty good spin overall, but not quite up to where we needed. 428. So we're 351 short, and if we open a swear jar, we're still short. But that stupid idea did work far enough for me to get here, which is crazy.